The Dark Presence. A character that none of us know about. Their identity, unknown to us. Their appearance, also unknown to us. But then there are a lot of theories going around about who the Dark Presence is and who could it be. And I'm here to debunk those two theories and also debunk a theory that is surrounding Fortnite OG. So let's get started, shall we? Theory number 1. Geno being the Dark Presence. To be honest, I don't really see that. Because I know Geno is Fortnite's iconic character and villain, but the man hasn't been in the story for a long time. So, yeah, I don't really see him being the Dark Presence at all. Because the man was busy repairing himself throughout the outside of the Omniverse, and the only connections we had to Geno were his 2 snapshots. The H's Champion and the Odyssey. So I don't really see Geno being the Dark Presence at all because it would not make sense. Also, how would he be in the Spirit Realm? Because it's been confirmed numerous of times by Chapter 6's story that only demons can enter the Spirit Realm and not humans. And Geno is a human. I mean, sure, he's not entirely human, he's an immortal human, but you know what I mean. So I don't really think Geno being the Dark Presence makes any sense. Because again, only demons can enter the Spirit Realm. And not humans. And Geno is, again, he's a human. And the only evidence that to support his theory was when talking to Night Rose after defeating the Kraken in Chapter 6 Season 3 Super's live event, that the Dark Presence is impatient and it wants to create a perfect society, like create a perfect order, quite similar to Geno. But again, I don't really see that. Because the Dark Presence, all it cares about is draining the island's 0-point energy and nothing else. And it used Daigo as its champion to attack his family and everyone else. And Geno is not that kind of person, considering in the Marvel Fortnite Zero War comics, mostly about Geno's end, you see him holding his daughter's body in his arms. So you can literally see that Geno does care about family, but in his own twisted way. So again, I don't really see him being the Dark Presence because again, it would not make sense. That all of us did assume that Geno were to come back in Chapter 5, Season 3 Wrecked, because we all thought he was the Wanderer. But turns out it was not true because weeks later it was revealed that the Wanderer is Dr. Doom. That led us to Chapter 5, Season 4 Absolute Doom. So, yeah, I'm doubting that Geno would come back to be the Dark Presence. So, yeah, I don't really see that. However, I do see Geno fitting well in Fortnite OG, considering it's just us reenacting Fortnite's past. I think Geno would fit pretty well in Fortnite OG's story, because the story in Fortnite OG is getting amazingly interesting, and it's very, very getting intense by the moment, the more we progress through the story of OG. Anyways, so yeah, I don't really see Geno being the Dark Presence, because again, it would not make sense. Because the guy hasn't been in the story for a long time, so I don't really see Geno coming back in the main story, but I do see him fitting well in OG's story, fitting pretty well. Anyways, moving on. Theory number 2. Kato Thorn being the Dark Presence. Like Geno, I don't really see that, because in Chapter 4, Season 4, Last Resort, and Fort Nightmares' event, it's been confirmed in the story that Kato Thorn was killed by Shimmer Dusk because she killed him off screen and to make sure he doesn't harm people across time and space. So I don't really see that. I know that people really want to see Kato Thorn being the next big bad like Geno. But again, I don't really see him coming back. Because quite similar to Geno, the man hasn't been in the story for a while, and there were connections to Kato Thorn in Chapter 5's island, such as you can see houses connected to Kato Thorn himself. And the man is a Reverend, which is a monster that can come back from the dead once killed. But the only evidence that people use for that logic is with Midas, because back in Chapter 5, Season 2, Myths and Mortals, Midas came back to the main story because it's been confirmed that when he was killed by the shark, he was transported to his home reality where Hades was waiting for him. And yes, it actually works pretty well how Midas came back. But that would mean that Kato Thorn, after being killed by Shimmer Dusk, means that he went to his actual home reality and not in the island of Oninoshima. Also, how would Kato Thorn command demonic bugs? Now, that's my question. How would the man who's literally rich and wants to stay clean, like, command an army of demonic bugs to invade the island of Oninoshima? Like, I don't really see that, to be honest. Because again, Kato Thorn has been in the story for a while. So I don't really see him coming back to the main story like quite similar to Geno. But there is a theory going around that Kato will return into another Fortnite mode, which I'll get to right now, which is actually Fortnite OG. Yes, there's a theory going around that Kato Thorn may come to Fortnite OG story, quite similar to possibly Geno. But to be honest, I'm not entirely sure. The only evidence there is that Kato Thorn may come back to Fortnite, mainly just to Fortnite OG, is the Blood Moon. But I don't really see that. Of course, the Blood Moon could signify that Kato Thorn may come back. But I'm thinking the Blood Red Moon that you look at the sky is supposed to hint that Fort Nightmares is coming tomorrow, because tomorrow we're gonna get a new mode for Fort Nightmares called Demon Rush. So yeah, instead of fighting a horde of cube monsters, this time we're fighting a horde of demons this time. But I don't know if they're going to actually look like demons, or is that actually going to be the same cube monsters that all of us have known throughout the entirety of Fortnite's history, including Horde Rush, but honestly don't know. So I don't really see Kato being involved in OG's story. Of course, his time machine was the reason why the past has been altered, but that's because that was part of the plan for Jones and Sloan to use Kato's time machine to go back to the past to change the fate of what happened to Reality Zero in the future. So I don't really see Kato Thorn coming back to either the main story or OG. Because again, I think the blood red moon in the sky that you see in OG tries to hint to us that Fort Nightmares is coming tomorrow with its new mode called Demon Rush. And I'm looking forward to test out the mode because it looks pretty interesting. And us fighting demons this time instead of fighting a horde of cube monsters, so looking forward to that. So, anyways, yeah, that's the theories going around in Fortnite's main story in OG currently of two characters coming back to the story of Fortnite, such as Geno and Kato Thorn. So, yeah. With all that said, thank you so much for watching this video. And I still do see Geno coming to OG's story, because again, OG is getting interesting, and I don't really see him coming back to the main story because again, he's been gone for a long time. Same with Kato Thorn, he's been gone for a long time, and I don't really see both of them coming back anytime soon. But thank you so much for watching this video. Comment down below what your favorite things to do with Fortnite, creativity, buying players, Fortnite Ballistic, Fortnite Reload, the arrival of Fortnite Chapter 1 Season 5 OG, and Comment down below what your favorite things in Chapter 6, Season 4. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you won't miss any videos from me. And when Demon Rush comes, I'm looking forward to play the mode because, again, the name sounds exciting. Bye.